Hello and welcome to this episode of How to Start, Grow, Monetise Your Podcast with me, James Burt, and the legendary, the one, the only podpreneur, Alex Chisnell. Today on the podcast, we're going to be talking about how to repurpose content from your podcast. Now, guys, we get this all the time. I'd love to start a podcast, but I'm so busy. I haven't got time for anything else, etc., etc. And we understand that it is yet another thing in your never-ending to-do list of content marketing. But frankly, it's one of the things that you've got to do these days is to promote yourself heavily. And if you get it right, your podcast can be an unbelievable content engine for your brand and for your business. So we're going to talk through some of our top tips on how to repurpose content for your pod.
So the way we roll with this thing is the first thing that you're going to do. We know we're recording a podcast here, okay? We are videoing it. We're recording the audio.
You want me to video it? Oh, I'm sorry, mate.
You buffoon.
Buffoon.
You buffoon. So what we'll do is we will stick this in a little bit of software with a little bit of AI. Transcribe this episode, okay? Transcribe it. We use something called Otter.ai. You use the same thing.
We do.
There's many other versions out there that we've tried. Again, this probably gives us 85, 90% accuracy.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Back in the day, I used to use humans.
Oh my God, Rev.com, $1 a minute.
Yeah, that's the other way of doing it. So there's no, 100% version of doing it out there. Even the human one doesn't come in at 100%.
No, it doesn't.
Trust me. So we transcribe it. What can you do with that transcription? Or what you can do with that transcription is you could turn it into the show notes for your podcast, which will sit on your website. You can turn that into the blog that will sit on your website or on Medium or somewhere like that. You could turn that into articles that you're going to put onto LinkedIn, long form articles.
They're working really well at the moment.
So that's pretty good. So that for me is the written side of things. What would you do next?
Well, we'll talk about doing the video, but also as well as the long form video, which you might potentially be watching if you're on Spotify or you're on YouTube. We'd also cut that into clips. Now, one of the biggest ways to get attention for your podcast right now is the short form content. The battle for long form attention is being fought in short form platforms. I love saying that because I think it sounds legendary.
Says it every two
I do. I just like it, guys. And it is true. YouTube short, like some of our shorts have been getting 1,000, 1,200, 1,500 views per episode. 1 billion. But that then pushes back through to the main content as well. So that's really powerful. It works well for YouTube. YouTube Shorts, Instagram Reels, TikTok, and all that kind of good stuff. Short form clips work really well and they build authority. It's also the way that if you're doing an interview podcast that you can get your guests to share that content out as well. Giving them a blog or giving them a carousel or giving them a quote graphic is probably not going to cut it. And they're not really likely, I've never seen anyone share a blog about a podcast episode.
Or a quote graphic.
Since 2017.
No.
But short form clips are easy to share and it's where the attention is going. So you can repurpose that video content really easily as well.
Yeah, so transcribing, video clips, also not forgetting Spotify now have shorts as well on there. Once you've got those video clips, those carousels, those quote graphics, etc., you're going to want to share them. So you could share those in your newsletter. If you haven't got a newsletter for your podcast, best time to start one was yesterday. Next best time?
Today.
So in your newsletter, in your social media channels. So again, wherever and for me, look, yes, you can set up social media accounts about your podcast, but again, depending on your bandwidth for this, easiest way is if you already have social media channels set up,
use it.
100%. So come up with a schedule, repurpose that content. Another top tip would be, once you've released a bunch of episodes, you've released a season, for example, you've done 8, 10, 12 episodes, you're about to start the next season. Well, guess what? Start utilizing the library of content that you've already got. We did it last night. Look at the most popular shorts that you've had. Look at the most popular quote graphics, etc., and use them again and again and again, because you're going to hit a different audience every single time. The most people, having this conversation with someone who's a LinkedIn expert, and she was saying LinkedIn will show your post in the first 2 hours or 4 hours to 7% of your audience.
Oh, okay.
7%.
Same as Instagram, isn't it? They show it to 3%, I think.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So on any given day, you're not even going to hit 10% of your audience.
Yeah.
So reuse the content that you've got. Most
Absolutely.
people don't. They'll put it out once and they'll never, and we're all guilty of it. We talked about it last night. Our shorts have started absolutely going for it the last 2 weeks, tripling 300% difference in what they were doing before. So let's leverage that.
Yeah,
let's
absolutely.
pick out the top performing ones and reuse them, repurpose them, put them out again.
Just wanted to take a quick minute to say a big thank you for watching this podcast. If you are thinking about starting your own podcast to grow your brand or your business, then we would love to help you out. Yourpodcastcourse.com is a place where you can find 55 on-demand videos. There's trainings, there's blueprints, there's guides, there's cheat sheets, there's downloads. Everything that you need to utilize and to start your own powerful podcast is in there right now.
It's guaranteed for 7 days. So if you don't like it, we'll return your money, and we're going to start you off with a fantastic offer.
Absolutely. Just because you are consuming this podcast for a limited time only, for the first 25 people only this is going to be, we're going to give you 50% off yourpodcastcourse.com. Click the link that's in the show notes. There's information there, and it will be 50% off joining the course. As I say, we will walk you through how to start, how to grow, how to monetize your podcast. We'll talk to you about artwork, setup, names, ideal listener profiles, how to get the ideal guest, how you do the interviews, how you do the 14-day launch process, everything you need to utilize and to know to create a powerful podcast. We will tell you. We've done it 400 plus times. We have done some of the most successful podcast launches in Europe at this point in time, and the exact strategy and process that we charge tens of thousands of pounds to our agency clients for, you can get access to through yourpodcastcourse.com. 50% off for a limited time only. Click the link in the show notes now. Cheers. Just a final sort of tip or a tool, because that might sound great, Alex, but that sounds like a lot of work. There is one thing that can make all of this so much easier. Mr. Jupiter. We call him Mr. Jupiter. ChatGPT, who Alex has got a very personal relationship with. He's like, hey dude, what's up in the pool massive today? We cold dipping or what?
Speaks to me like that.
He speaks to me like his best friend. He's become best friends with AI. But ChatGPT is such an amazingly powerful tool. Now, I don't know if you've been utilising it and using it, you might have already seen the power of it. But if you haven't, you maybe been hearing the negative side of it. It's like, it's going to take your job. It's not. It's just going to make your job so much easier. It's only as good as the prompt that you can give it. But if you give it a good prompt, it can do so much of the work. So the exact workflow that we go through is that we take this transcript, which Alex mentioned. So we take the video, we transcribe the video through Otter.ai. Take that transcript and put that into ChatGPT. The prompt for ChatGPT is, hey, read this transcript and then give me a 1,000 word blog which will resonate with XYZ audience. Be really, really specific with what you want it to do. I then get it to do me a transcript. I then still edit it quite heavily and make it sound like me, because I don't want it to sound like ChatGPT content. Personalize it, because I know better than ChatGPT the audience that I'm trying to write for, if that makes sense. I will then run that blog that I've now edited. I'll put that back into ChatGPT and go, give me a rating out of 10 on how good this is and let me know where it can be improved. Oh, you can improve your call to action, blah, blah, blah. Brilliant, great, thanks very much. Tweak it. Done. I will then also run that blog through it and say, hey, now based on the 5 biggest points of this blog, please create me a carousel. Brilliant, here's the wording for it. Cool, can you now give me the post for that carousel? Great, can you now give me the caption that I should utilize for the blog on LinkedIn? Hey, can you write this into a LinkedIn article? So I'm doing all this stuff in ChatGPT, and I was doing this for, you can get a week's worth of content. I can write a week's worth of content from transcripts in under an hour. And that's given me a transcript, a blog, an article. It's given me the captions, the carousels, it's all of that content. And then the final piece of, so ChatGPT's helped me to do all that stuff. And then if you utilize a platform like the posting platform that I've completely forgotten the name of. There's Metrical. There's loads of them out there. But you could use a scheduling tool so that could post to the different platforms for you. So within an hour, you could do your entire week's worth of content. And that's when podcasting really comes into its own from a content and a brand perspective, because not only are you doing that one longer form piece of content per week, but you're getting so much short form content, which again is adding expert authority, building brand awareness, and just helping you to be perceived as the expert in your space. Now, what I wouldn't say is worth doing in an ideal world is don't do all of your content that week about that same subject, because that's going to get really boring. So if you can, utilize it over different periods. So maybe the blog from week 1 might become the carousel for week 3 within the month. Yeah. But you could, if you had spent a good half day, if you had 4 podcast episodes and you were repurposing from it, you could do your entire month's worth of content. I guarantee it in half a day.
And that's the key, isn't it? Is to get super smart with your time and the technology available. And I keep saying to do this. I used to do this. I need to do it again. But literally say, take half a day off and write your content for the next month at that time. Like we're doing now. We're batch recording a load of podcasts because you might see us in similar outfits. Maybe we'll swap the outfits.
You're not going to miss that outfit.
But take the time to do that. Likewise, write all of your newsletters for the next month at the same time.
Yeah.
Why do one a week like I do the day before?
Yeah.
It's the way to do it. If you also would like a visual demonstration of this, which I think is really cool, if you literally just Google Gary Vaynerchuk or Gary V-E-E, Gary V content deck, you will find online a fantastic deck that he's made freely available on how he takes one piece of macro content, and that could be a podcast episode, it could be a keynote speech he's doing on stage somewhere, it could be whatever that macro content is, and turn that into literally 70 pieces of micro content that he then puts on Twitter, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram. It's tremendous, okay? And it's just a visual demonstration of what we're talking about. And it's really good to see, really cool.
It's one of the things we also cover in our own training course as well, yourpodcastcourse.com. You can find out more information. There's 55 plus videos. One of the key ones is about the launch process of your podcast, and then thereafter, because once you've launched a podcast, like that's what everyone's biggest challenge. I think everyone's
it is. Then it becomes a marketing exercise.
There's a marketing exercise week after week. So we have actually got a repurposing content specific training video within our training course, which you can go and get right now. The link is in the show notes, yourpodcastcourse.com. Thank you for listening to this episode. If you have enjoyed it, please feel free to give us a 5-star review wherever you download your podcast. If you have enjoyed it as well, please share this, pass the pod along to someone else who is maybe thinking about that. I like that. It was a very rugby-esque throw.
Thank you.
Did you have some rugby skills back in the day? Look like you did with
I played till I was 30, rugby.
Did you?
I did.
What, a good level?
Yeah, Sussex Div 1. Yeah.
Did you?
Good level, mate. Yeah.
Oh, he's like an onion. He's got so many layers, and he also makes you cry. Right, we'll see you in the next podcast. Bye.